Taking losses is not easy. Trust me, I know. It's hard to accept that you are wrong, but in some situations, you need to do so because it's a part of the game, to be honest. Taking a small loss is better than moving your stop loss and making it a really, really bad day. Yesterday, I took a loss. In a second, I'm going to show you how it played out and what I did after. If you find this useful, you know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, support the channel. Let's get busy.
Okay, so if you've been following the channel, you know my setup. You know what I like to see before I take a trade. So I'll quickly show you for those who may be new to the channel. So I like to catch intraday reversals. Okay, so what I need first is a trend, an established trend. So we've got one here on the H1. This is just an example. I don't trade on the H1. I trade on M5. So we've got a trend here. We've got a pole, a flag, a pole, a flag, a pole, a flag, and so on, creating higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs. Yeah, that's our trend. It gets up here and it pulls back down to this demand zone. To continue the trend, it should then pull up here, pull back here, and continue up. But what it does is it pulls down, it stops, it pulls back up, and break structure. So that's a reversal. So we've got a pole here, a flag, a pole here. So my entry is when price returns back to this zone that broke structure for the first time. So here. So when price returns here, I'm looking for entry. I could go entry there, so many times. My stop loss is above here, and then I'm looking to beat this last low to continue this potential reversal of a trend. Okay, so start this new trend. So I'm basically trading the beginning of trends. I don't want to catch it in the middle. I don't want to catch it at the end. I want to catch it in the middle. So that is my typical setup. Okay, yesterday I was looking for it on the M5 and I was able to find what I believe was the setup, but it ended up not working now. So I'm going to show you what I saw and what happened eventually. So and what I did also after. So it was yesterday the 9th. Yes. Okay, so what we've got here is what I thought was a trend. So we have the trend here, pushes up, pulls down, it doesn't beat this low here, it pushes up again, pulls down, pushes up, just beats this high. So that's a trend, all right? So what I saw was what I believe was a break in this trend. Okay, so let's just zoom in again so you can see this clearly. Was on the 9th. Okay, so that's where we are in price. So this is what we were looking at, that pull up, flag, eventually poles, flags, and what it's meant to do from this point is pull out again, which it didn't. And it actually went the other direction, breaking this structure. Okay, so I looked at it as a potential reversal in the trend. So we had a pole here, a flag, and our second pole, the same in the example I just showed you. So my entry is based on this flag, this beginning of the trend potentially. So my entry would have been on this pivot point here. As price pulled back up here, I got in. My stop loss is above this wick high. So it was a 3 pip stop loss, and I was trying to take it from here back down to beat this low, 7 pips. Okay, so a 2-to-1 there. So as you can see, what happened, price stalled there and eventually took me out. Now, why did this happen? So I'm reviewing this, I'm thinking, okay, cool, what happened? But before that, actually, what happened there, when price came down here and it pulled back up here, I expected it from here to start pulling down to continue this trend. But as you can see, it just stalled, just rejecting going back down here. So when price started pushing up here, trying to beat this flag here, I got out. Okay, so I actually took a reduced loss because it shouldn't be playing around this flag here at the beginning of a trend. Okay, it should be pushing down, and it wasn't doing that. So I've got a reduced loss. I just saw it, I thought it's not working out, and I got out. Now, the other reason I got out here when this was playing around is because of this. Okay, what we have here is relatively equal highs here. Okay, so if there's relatively equal highs here, we know people's stop losses sitting around there. It's interesting, the previous day I did a video where I just ran stop losses doing the same move, and it's amazing that I didn't see this until after it happened. So as you can see, price runs up and just hits the stop losses here, including mine, and then it reversed down and did the move that I wanted in the first place. And as you can see, that's okay. So I got out there, so I took a 2.6 pip loss. I was only risking 3 pips, and as you can see, the move did actually work out in my favor from this entry point here where I wanted to take it down to beat just that flag there, but as you can see, it went a lot further. For the day, it went about 50 pips. So very annoying, but for me, I was happy to take that small loss because I saw myself getting stopped out, which I did, and then I'm annoyed that I missed the move, but it was better for me to take this loss. Why? Okay, so I took a 2.6 pip loss here, and I had some size on it, so maybe I lost about $500, right? I was able to get out here when I realized I made a mistake, and I cut the loss shorter. So instead of losing 3 pips, I lost about 2.5 or 2.6 pips. I was able then to move on to GU and assess the market again, see, if I could get a different picture from what was going on in GU. So roughly when I lost that trade, GU had done the same thing here, right? That's it, they're doing the same thing. There's the equal highs. I saw it clearly on GU. I saw it running me out, and I knew what was going on, okay? So what then happened on GU here, it then pushes up, taking all these stop losses out from that zone. All these equal highs, all the stop losses that was sitting around there, it takes it all up, and it tags into this higher time frame supply zone here. Okay, so if we zoom out, we can see clearly what was going on, and that's what I saw when I took the loss. Okay, so I was able to see this trade here. So that could have been your entry from this flag here. So that's the start of a reversal here. So pole, flag, pole, breaking structure, pulls up, flags up, pulls out again, and it consolidated through the low volume session, right, around the Asian session, and pulls back up here. So this is where I was looking at it on Euro, and when I took that loss, I came over here and I saw what was going on. It pulled all the way here, tagging into there, and I was able to catch a quick scalp from here, right, just to get back down. That quick scalp was able to get me back what I lost. So it was about 1%, shy of 1% I lost, and I made 1% back on this. Okay, so I was looking at a break-even day. However, I wasn't done there. Typically, I'm allowed to take 3 trades a day, I tell myself. So this is where the move was. I took that first move back into this zone, and I got out, and then what it did was the reversal pattern that I wanted. So this is the push up, breaks down, pulls up, and breaks down. So that's our first pole, that's our first flag, that's our second pole. So we are looking for an entry now based on this pivot point here. So as you can see, price pushes down and eventually comes back up there and I was able to catch a move, and I was aiming to run these lows here. I did not hold it all the way there because I didn't need that much. All I needed was about 6 pips. So it ran 23 pips. I was good there. Okay. So that move was able to give me 1%. So I had a loss on the euro, broke even taking this bit move back down from the higher time frame supply zone, taking it back down. Saw the reversal pattern on the lower time frame on that session, the London session, and I was able to take that move there. And I ended up the day. I did take a few more trades actually. I took a few more trades on Nasdaq, similar setup again. I was able to end the day 2% up. So very good day, and it all came from making the right decision of taking the loss. Even though if I held, I would have ended up being right in this situation. Sometimes price could have reversed and just continued all the way up. And if I moved my stop loss, which is something I used to do in the past, my stop loss should have been here. If I move my stop loss further to say up here, I may have stayed in the move, but I'm risking a lot more than I'm willing to risk, and I would have potentially lost that move out of fear anyway. So easier to take the small loss, find your setups, stick to your setups. If you're going to take the loss, take the loss. It's a part of the game. It's a part of the game. As long as you're not over leveraging, the next trade you could come back. If you're doing 1-to-1 per trade, the next trade you're on break even. So if you got a win rate above 50%, you're a break even trader if you just stick to the plan. So my win rate is above, on average, it's about 80%. So for me, just to stick to this strict risk management, I'm profitable. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to remember, and this is what I wanted to share for you guys, because I know a lot of you need to hear this as I need to hear it myself. So I hope this is useful to you, and if it is, you know what to do. Hit that like button. If you want to see how I progress, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to sign out now. This is Patrick. Until next time, peace.